first,
Great.
I'd like to start by asking you a few questions. Also, tell us why you'd like to work for iTutorGroup.
My roommate was actually working for iTutor for that period of time, and I wasn't able to do so. But after seeing the platform, from sort of sneaking back and having a look at what he was doing, and seeing how happy that he, yeah, sort of just poking my head. Well, I wasn't in the screen, but and just the way that my friend spoke about it. My girlfriend has also just signed up to be a teacher for iTutor, and it's just the perfect fit for me right now. I love teaching, but I also enjoy the freedom of movement, which allows me to work off my laptop. And yeah, it just looks like a great platform. I've heard great things about the admin and the staff, and that everything is taken care of for you, and that iTutor really look after their teachers, which for me is really important because I look at this as a long-term career move for myself. I really love the idea. It's still new, it's still fresh, and I know that it will take some time until I'm the perfect online teacher, but it's something that I'm really excited to get started with if I am, if I'm good enough.
I wonder if you have any questions for me, for iTutorGroup, that is, and if you know our fixed schedule, if you'd like me to go over what our fixed schedule requirement is.
Okay, cool. Yes, I would like you to do that for me first, if that's okay.
We require 2 hours on a Sunday, and then
Yeah.
another 2 hours on the weekend. So that actually gives 4 hours on the weekend, and then 2 must be a Sunday. Any of the purple or red squares are good for the schedule. We do have a 24/7 class availability. That means you can book extra hours aside from these hours. These are just our most
Perfect.
busiest hours. That's why we need our teachers to support us with a fixed schedule here. And we do
Sure.
have a cancellation system that you can use. Yeah, then another 3 to 6 hours anywhere else, meaning any other red or purple squares. You can have this as your weekend only job. So if you just want to work on weekend, you'll just have to put about 7 or 10 hours on the weekend. And if you would like to only do the minimum 4, then the rest hours have to be spread during the week. As you can see, the UK time is 11:30 a.m. and that's your first PM. And of course, with the daylight saving time, it would change then later on.
Cool. That's fine. Great. So obviously it's a minimum of 10 hours, which is great. I'm actually going to be looking to turn this into sort of like a full-time commitment for myself. In regards to weekly hours, how many hours, or is there, what's the sort of maximum hours that is possible when you start for iTutor? Yeah.
uh, anything that you can handle. So if you
Okay,
want to
cool.
teach 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, just as many as you can obviously teach and not be tired when you teach. So you want to give yourself a break. So teach maybe 4 hours or 3 hours, then a break and another one. So as many as you like. There's no limit. Actually, we give incentives for teachers that do more hours than just their normal set hours. So that's, yep, there's no limit to that.
Perfect. Okay, cool. And in regards to the students' levels, obviously, does it vary from level 1 to 4 or 5? And what's the most common level for the iTutor students?
It actually depends when you book as well. So, for example, let me show you on the schedule. Maybe if you book during these times, okay, the times that most students are at school. You might have some kindergarten students, and you might have some maybe housewives, so some adult clients, some business
Perfect.
people that take classes during their lunch break, or you might get a child that's sick and the parent just lets them do something productive while they're at home. But
Yeah.
generally, with peak hours, primary school is quite popular. So primary school age, elementary school, yeah, middle school. Then of course, as you go up, so maybe 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., if you book that time in China time, you'll probably get older students and teenagers and adults. Yeah, so it also
Sure.
depends. Yeah, the system books for you. So the system does book the classes for you, meaning that you don't have someone scanning your profile and then seeing if you're like good enough or what. The system just allocates, and sometimes you're sort of in a tier, so you go with the system. Maybe the system will schedule you a lot of primary school students, level 3 for example, and that's what you'd be scheduled. Yeah. Just to clarify, we've got from level 1 to level 12, and these levels can be any ages, and also adults and juniors. So those are our levels. Then our ages is normally 6 to 18. That's our junior classes. But of course, like from 16 upwards, sometimes kids would like to take adult classes. They are so smart at that age, they prefer something more challenging. So maybe you'd rather, technically it's 18, but it's more like 16, and you'd get primaries from primary school age, but then sometimes it is a smaller portion of younger students, maybe age 5 and 6. Those are like the really small kids.
Okay, great. So that's perfect. Thank you so much. Just another question in regards to, so I have a lesson with a student. Could that student then be my student? Would we build up a relationship as teacher student, or is it just a one-off each time and it's kind of thrown into like a pool?
Depends. We've got different types of classes. It depends. For example, you might have a class that is called Super Junior. That is when the student selected you. Otherwise, the system generally tries to book you with the same student, but because of the 24/7 schedule, they can't exactly always book you, as maybe the student wants to learn at this time and you're only available at another time. So they try
Sure.
to channel you with the same students, but be prepared for different students.
Great. That's perfect. Thank you so much.